Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Shanbhangure Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshinaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are reading Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 22. We read till text number 2 yesterday of this chapter. So we will start with the third verse. First, I'd like to give chance to who hasn't get a chance yesterday either. Maybe those devotees can read first. Who didn't get chance yesterday. Raghu Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, I can read. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, devotee, text 3. Pibemi naham niraya pada chuto na pasa bandha vasnya vaisnad duratyayat naivata kacharat bhavato vinigrahat asadu vada brasham Vijay Yata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I do not fear being deprived of all my possessions, living in hellish life, being arrested for poverty by the ropes of Varuna, or being punished by you as much as I fear defamation. Purport. Although Bali Maharaj fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could not tolerate being defamed for cheating a Brahmana brahmachari. By being quite alert in regard to his reputation, he thought deeply about how to prevent being defamed. The Lord therefore gave him the good counsel to prevent defamation by offering his head. A Vaishnava does not fear any punishment. Narayana Parha Sarve Na Kutachana Bibhyati. Bhagavatam 6:17-28. So in this translation and purport, Bali Maharaj is deprived of all his possessions, but he's more concerned about not being able to keep his promise. So he just, that's why he wanted the Lord's third step on his head, and so that he doesn't end up not keeping his promise or being defamed. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Bhaya. No bhaya. So what fear he does not have? Niryat. Fear of living in hellish planets. Pasha bandhad. Being caught up in the ropes or pasha. Varuna pasha. Or suffering a great calamity. Vyasanad dur atyat. Artha krichartha. Poverty. So in short, the biggest fear he has is not being able to keep his words, especially to a Brahmana, who is none other than Supreme Lord. So that means it's very serious. So very, very clear that he is willing to go to any extent to keep his word to the devotee, to the Brahmana, to the Supreme Lord. Not thinking of what will happen in future, not thinking of what will happen to his position. Already everything has been taken. He has offered his head now. We discussed that in the last verse. So let's see what happens further. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, you want to read?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 4. Pumsam shlagyatam manne dandamarhatamapitam yamnamata pita bhrata suhrudaschadishantihi. Please scroll over, Prabhuji. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Although a father, mother, brother, or friend may sometimes punish one as a well-wisher, they never punish their subordinate like this. But because you are the most worshipable Lord, I regard the punishment you have given me as most exalted. Purport. Punishment meted out by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is accepted by the devotee as the greatest mercy. Tatte nukampam susamikshmano gunjana evatmakritam vipakam. Hridvagvapurbhirvidadan namaste jiveta yo muktipade sadaya bhak. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances to you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for liberation. Bhagavatam 10.14.8. A devotee knows that so-called punishment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only his favor to correct his devotee and bring him to the right path. Therefore, the punishment awarded by the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be compared to even the greatest benefit awarded by one's material father, mother, brother, or friend. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So this is a very beautiful verse and a very nice purport by Srila Prabhupada, which underlines how the devotee's attitude should be towards any punishment that is meted out from the God, from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because that is His grace to wash off all his past deeds or karma of his past deeds. That's my understanding, Prabhuji. Please elaborate or correct. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. When we get something, it's easy to thank Krishna. Most people don't even do that, but it's relatively easier, correct? Most people, what they do, they blame God for the difficulties they may get. And they will never even thank God for the good they may get, like a new job. Oh, it's because of my hard work. Oh, a bonus in the job. Oh, I work day and night, that's why. They'll not thank God. But when the crisis will come, oh, loss of a dear one, Krishna, God, why you did this to me? Why I got this corona? Why I got this disease? Why I lost my job? Why are you so partial, God? This is common behavior. To blame others or God when things go wrong, and to accept all the credit when things go right. But pure devotees do totally opposite. In sukha and dukkha, in sukha or happiness, they give credit to God and Guru. It's ultimately because of Guru's mercy, Krishna's mercy. Who am I to do anything? And in times of difficulties, they don't forget God. That is very, very important. Or rather, they don't, not forgetting does not mean blaming. One cannot forget God and continue to blame. why God? This is also better than not even thinking about God, which Narad Muni has told multiple times. But the best thing is what here Bali Maharaj is teaching, to be grateful for the punishment. This is what Bhagavatam is teaching us. To be tolerant in all the ups and downs, to be grateful. Kṛṣṇa, you have given me this punishment. You have given me this so-called disturbance, so-called this tumultuous situation. It is only your mercy. That is a complete paradigm shift. Attitude of gratitude, even for the punishment, even for the upheaval. That person is very, very dear to Krishna. And that person is the rightful recipient of back home, back to Godhead. That person does not have to do much. Tatte nukampam susamikshamaana bhunjani vatmakritam vivapam. Ridvag vapur big. Ridvag or vapu. Rid, heart, vak, vani, vapu is body. Everything engaged in Krishna's service. Not blaming, in the heart thinking ill. Hey, this person didn't, lose the job. Why did I lose the job? No, grateful. This person is healthy. Why I am suffering with disease? Or why my near one got the disease? That doesn't mean that we don't take care or we become callous about things. We have to do our best, but still material nature will, put ups and downs in life, no matter who we are. At that time, are we grateful to God with body, mind, and words? Or are we complaining to God for why you gave this misery to me? So that's a test. One who is grateful continues to worship in spite of all the ups and downs. That person is rightful. Jivetya mukti pade sadaya bhak. So then this purport in 10.4.8, Brahmaji's prayers, Prabhupada mentions, like a child, a good child naturally receives the inheritance of the parents. All he has to do is to be a good child. If it turns, revolts against the parents, then the parents will kick him out. Then he won't get the inheritance. They will give to a dog, but not to this foolish child. Any thoughts, comments, additions? Subrat Prabhu, joining from India. Can you hear me? Want to read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Text 5, right?
Yes. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees. Text 5. Tvam nunam asuranam na paraksa paramo guru yona anika madandhanam vibramsam saksur adisat. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada scripture. Since your Lordship is indirectly the greatest well-wisher of us, demons, you act for our best welfare by posing as if our enemy. Because demons like us always aspire for a position of false prestige, by chastising us, you give us the eyes by which to see the right path. Purport: Bali Maharaj considered the Supreme Personality of Godhead a better friend to the demons than to the demigods. In the material world, the more one gets material possessions, the more he becomes blind to spiritual life. The demigods are devotees of the Lord for the sake of material possessions, but although the demons apparently do not have the Supreme Personality of Godhead on their side. He always acts as their well-wisher by depriving them all their positions of false prestige. By false prestige, one is misguided. So the Supreme Lord takes away their positions of false prestige as a special favor. Here actually Bali Maharaj is thinking like demons are more near to the God because they are getting a punishment. And so by getting punishment, and they will be deprived of false prestige. So because devotee, like demigods, they are devotees of the Lord because they are getting the material positions. But here, Bali Maharaj is trying to explain like demons are more like they're more lucky. So because of the punishment, so they are getting devotees. So it's happening in the nowadays also in material world. So people, most of the time, people are praying to the Lord to get some material positions. But real devotee, like when they are getting the punishment, so they are thinking like because Lord is doing this, so for getting some better future or better life, or like maybe something better in the next life, or they are going to the foot of the Lord's. Please back to you, Lord.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We're so grateful to you, hearing your voice
Thank you.
after quite a few weeks. I
Thank
hope
you,
all
Lord.
is well at your end. Please
Yes,
stay
Lord.
safe. Only a pure devotee. Bali Maharaj actually is not a demon. He's a demon in disguise. He's a devotee in the disguise of a demon. Similar to Chitraketu Maharaj. He also was, Vritrasura. Lord is a well-wisher to everyone. Suhrda sarva bhutanam. Na me dveshti na priya. Ye bhajanti tu. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshti na priya. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Lord says, I am equal to everyone. Devotee or demon. Now, how does he equal to demon? By killing them? Yes. By killing the demon, that is his mercy. By depriving them of their so-called wealth is their mercy. Bali Maharaj is speaking. The Lord is, these words are spoken by Bali Maharaj. So if someone says the Lord is partial to his devotees, then you tell this verse of Bali Maharaj. Actually, Bali Maharaj himself is telling, Lord, you are more dear to us. You are our greatest well-wisher. So if someone says like that, Bali Maharaj is realizing that fact. Those who say that Lord is partial, they actually haven't realized that fact. The greatest well-wisher is one who helps us to come out of darkness. Right? You all agree? Or is the greatest well-wisher one who binds us more in the darkness? Ramayana, Ramnami just passed. I was hearing Ramayana. In the Niti Shastra, in the Raja Dharma, Vibhishana quotes this, that the ministers of the king who just glorify the king, oh king, you are great, oh king, you are doing very pious activities, oh king, you are wonderful, you are the noblest of all, the most noble king, and this and that, are not the true well-wishers of the king. That king and that kingdom will soon end if that king has so-called ministers who are just buttering the king. And that's exactly what Ravana had. Vibhishana was the only one who was the true well-wisher of Ravana by giving him genuinely good advice. But Madandha, the word used is Madandha. He was covered with andha, mad se andha. Nevam pashyati janmanda kamand eva na pashyati arthi dosham na pashyati madon matta na pashyati. Mada, opulence, blinded by opulence, could not see the right and wrong, Ravana could not hear the good advice of his brother who was genuinely giving him good advice, could not hear the good advice of his own chaste wife Mandodari, could not even hear the good advice of Maricha, could not hear the good advice of even Kumbhakarna and multiple other people. Mat Andha. Great people take the advice in true spirit and try to do something about it. The people who are blinded by false prestige or the lower modes, if a good advice is given to them, can anyone guess what will happen? Any thoughts? Those who are blinded by false prestige, passion, ignorance, if a good advice is given, genuinely good advice is given to them, what will happen? Yes, Moksha Mataji.
Probably if I have interpreted correct, your question is that if uh, one is filled with opulence and if he's given good advice, then will automatically think, okay, I'm very much opulent and I have earned this own, so I am definitely more intelligent than you. So you don't please advise me because I'm more wiser than you and I know what is right and wrong. That
I'm not sure if I understood you properly, or maybe I didn't express the question properly. It is said that if a person is puffed up with pride and a good advice is given to such person who lacks humility, it will only increase the anger of that person. Like Ravana. Ravana's anger, turned 100 times, kicked out Vibhishana. But here, Bali Maharaj is not in that state. Bali Maharaj could have been angry, right? There are genuine reasons to be angry. His kingdom has been taken. He has been bound by the ropes, the Varuna Pasha, and he is being embarrassed also in front of all his public. Just think about, everyone is present. For a king to be embarrassed in front of everyone, just think about, you know, just put ourselves in that situation. Wasn't there a reason to be angry? Wasn't a reason to be upset about? But he is not upset. He is not angry. He is grateful. Thank you. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you. That is the real attitude of gratitude, even in the worst situation. One person who has that, basically, it's not that the Lord bound him by Varuna Pasha. He bound the Lord by his Prema Pasha. The Lord wanted to show the world, look at my devotee like Bali Maharaj. How tolerant, how humble, how grateful. The epitome of divine qualities, the epitome of devotion. This is Bali Maharaj's greatness, which the Lord is showing to the whole world. And so we should also be grateful if someone gives good advice rather than getting angry on that person, like how Ravana got angry on Vibhishana when Vibhishana gave good advice. We should feel grateful. We should feel that this person is opening my eyes, which were covered with ignorance, with false prestige, etc. So, any other comments anyone has? Okay.
But if a person is off, but if you know if a person is that way, what is the point in giving him any good advice? Because you're going to get it back. I mean, if he's already fallen and in a bad state, and you know that, it's pointless even giving him good advice.
That's true. But a benefit of doubt is given first time.
Yeah.
First time it's given a benefit of doubt. Example is Vidura. Vidura gave good advice to Duryodhana. Duryodhana said, hey, son of the maid servant, get out of here. He went out. Dhritarashtra also didn't oppose. Dhritarashtra could have done something.
Yeah.
But the same Vidura, the devotees are, full of compassion. They don't take the offense seriously. They just want to help. And then he again tried after the war. So this was before the war. He gave good advice to Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. They didn't listen. He went for a pilgrimage. Very practical example and very good example.
Yeah.
So, okay, devotee should not, if someone is not taking it the right way, then we should, we should not say, as you appropriately. First time, it's a kind of benefit of doubt is given. Next time, the person does not take it rightly, and rather than taking it in a beneficial way, is opposing or angry, etc. Okay, maybe is not ready to take the advice. And then go for pilgrimage. That means keep distance, or don't give advice which will outrage that person. But after few years, if the time and circumstances are right, Vidura did give again advice to Dhritarashtra. You are eating the crumbs of bread fed by Bhima, like a dog is fed crumbs of bread. Little hard message sometimes, because sadhus are heavy. Guru means heavy. But this time he was ready. He did take it seriously. He didn't get angry. He took it seriously. So this is a very good example in that connection. So yes, we should not. Benefit of doubt can be given one time, and then maybe much later when things seem to be improving. Of course, that leads not of maturity. And
Right. So I think the person giving it, he really has nothing to lose because he is showing a lot of compassion. It's the other person, if he's going to benefit from it, he'll benefit. Otherwise, so be it.
yes, ultimately, it is, we have to understand who is am I the first of all. There's a check giving the constructive feedback, or you can say advice, or constructive feedback, or anything. We have to see, am I the right person first of all? Prabhupada mentions in chapter 17, text 15 of Bhagavad Gita, that we should speak Satyam Buryat, Priyam Buryat, Hitam Buryat. Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyam Hitam Chayat Swadhyayabhyasnam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. Let me open that verse. Prabhupada is mentioning that we should not give advice unless we are at their teacher or guru. It's a very important point there. Because a teacher has the right to speak heavy. Yeah, 1715, I was right. I was kind of guessing. I was not 100% sure, but it hit the right spot. 1715. Very nice. Prabhupada is mentioning here. When a teacher speaks, one should not speak in such a way to agitate others. Okay, that means if it is a heavy message. Of course, when a teacher speaks, he can speak the truth for the benefit of the students, but a teacher should not speak to those who are not his students if it will agitate their minds. It's a very important lesson. It's not that, I'll keep advising everyone. It's not my duty to advise everyone. Am I their teacher? Teacher means teacher, parent, guru, mother, because mother and father, of course, are also teachers. They're first teachers. So, yes, very, very important point we're discussing here. This is austerity of speech. If you're not, then we can approach their teacher, because that they are the right person. Who is the right person to speak to them? If you're not, then we should not. And then if, let's say, the first checkbox is done, okay, then is it the right situation to talk? Like correcting your son or daughter. You will not correct in front of 50 people. How embarrassed they will feel, right? You'll correct in a private, home or, room. but then how to correct also. Then, His Grace Gaurgopal Prabhu, when he came to our college, gave the sandwich formula. The sandwich, like the sandwich means there is layer of bread, and the core in between, right? So the two layers represent genuinely speaking good about them from the heart. Everyone has so many wonderful good qualities. We should encourage by speaking good, genuinely, not artificially buttering, but genuinely speaking good, because everyone has so much wonderful divine qualities if we have the eyes to see. And then, so before the conversation and after the conversation, we should encourage, because what is the agenda? Is the agenda to find someone's faults, or is the agenda to help others? What is the agenda? If the agenda is to find someone's fault, then better not speak it. If the agenda is genuinely selfless attitude to help the other person, not to prove I am better, not to prove you are smaller, then the further compassion would be there. Vidura spoke harsh words to Dhritarashtra, not to prove that he is better, but for Dhritarashtra's benefit. Great people are full in themselves. They don't have, other people, why do they find faults in others? To prove themselves better. Very simple. Oh, you are fat, I am thin. Oh, you are black, I am white. Or you are, poor, I am wealthy. They compare and then they speak ill about others to feel that they are better than others. But great souls don't do like that. Great souls are completely filled. They don't need to compare themselves with anyone. So they genuinely, for the benefit of the other person, they may speak sometimes. So, and that is the inside message given in the right way, right place, right circumstance. And then it will have the right effect also. When the intentions are right, the content is right, we clarify the message, Kṛṣṇa will help. Sorry, we jumped a little bit here and there, but I hope it was meaningful. Prabhupada's purports. Any other thoughts, additions? Easier said than done, but we have to try. Speaking is very easy, but to follow that is not so easy. But if we sincerely try, Kṛṣṇa will see our endeavors and help us. So we'll pause here. Tomorrow is Saturday. His Grace Bhadra Prabhu will be speaking. You must have seen the announcement. And day after, which is Sunday, His Grace Prana Govind Prabhu will speak on Sri Abhiram Thakur's disappearance. So please attend. Encourage others also to attend. And these are very, very great souls who have lived decades and decades of Krishna conscious life, serving Prabhupada, serving devotees. So please, please don't miss these opportunities. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Okay. For those who join. On weekends, we do in the morning, not in the evening. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.